Hi, my name is Marietta Mehanni, and this week's Aqua Tip, I'm using the noodle. I'm doing a suspended move which will work in both chest depth water or deep water. And what we'll do is take the noodle behind the body. Now I was messing around in the pool with my nieces and I was just playing around with the noodle, not really coming up with any choreography. And it occurred to me that I'd never thought of doing a mountain climber with a noodle. Like, never thought of doing that with a noodle. I have, but in different positions, not like this though. So we're doing a mountain climber and we're circling the noodle. I'm actually gripping the noodle and I'm moving forwards. So I'm circling inwards towards me and it's getting me to travel forwards really effectively. So circling in, knees coming up towards the chest, and away I go. So here it is. It's a traveling movement, my friends. Now if I circle the other way, it's going to get me to travel forwards again. So here I go, plane overhead. I'm working against the noise. So if I circle outwards, it will get me to move forwards as well, because my legs are driving back. If I circle inwards, it will get me to move forwards. Very cool if you want to try something different for traveling. The one thing about mountain climber, I call it baby crawl, is you've got to really encourage your clients to bring their knees as close to their chest as they can. Because often what you'll see is they sort of do this sort of paddling thing. And for those customers that always go, I'm not going anywhere, it's to do a lot with what they're doing with their legs. So knees coming up towards the chest. You are gripping firmly, and I'm gripping it like this. So my fingers are along the noodle. My thumb and fourth and little finger, fifth finger are holding onto the noodle. And of course, if you've done this, you might want to give your participants an opportunity to maybe rest, kick back, to give the fingers a little bit of a break. But gripping is a good thing. Gripping is a good thing. I actually got asked this question via email just recently. Someone asked me about, not gripping items in the pool, and I was like, well, is it functional to grip things? Yeah, it's functional. How else are you going to do a lot of things? A lot of things are realized in your hands. And getting a little bit of arthritis, I'm doing a lot of rehab to make sure that this doesn't get any worse, and it actually gets better and it's improving. My grip strength is improving. It's become really important to me. So anytime that you can do things where you've got some gripping, do encourage your clients to grip as much as they can. Of course, there are some people who won't be able to do this, so they can just paddle with their arms. They don't have to grip the noodle, of course. But today's Aqua Tip is actually about holding the noodle and using it for the mountain climber for traveling. And that is this week's Aqua Tip. All right, let's do this. You are going to have to get down onto the ground for this. It's probably the easiest way to demonstrate it so that you're not trying to lie over a chair or anything. Easiest way to do this is, first of all, get them to position the noodle behind their back. Hello, Russell. Hold the very ends of the noodle. They'll need to grip firmly and you'll need to instruct that. So holding the ends of the noodle firmly, you're going to come forwards, place the noodle down, hands on the pool deck. You're bringing the knees all the way up to the chest, and then holding the noodle behind your back, I would like you to circle the noodle inwards. You're going to be moving forwards. And that's basically the instructions I would give. So legs first, show the arms, and then explain that they'll actually move in a direction. Now, once they've got going, I love this. What am I going to do with this? What you need to do now is make sure that they're really circling the arms in. So you need to stand up, exaggerate the movement of the arms, and then I would suggest that you do this next part. Remind them to bring their thigh as close to their torso, and I would stand up and do it this way as they do the mountain climber, or the baby crawl as I prefer to call it, as they go down the pool. You can then even add an extra layer by saying, so knees all the way up, circling the arms in. And of course, you can do the opposite way, which will still get them moving forwards, remember? Because the leg action is the main driver, and that's what's going to get them to move forwards. Now, the goal here though is to make sure that you follow that sequence. So the first thing is get them to hold the noodle behind their back, grip the ends of the noodle firmly. The second thing you do is you come down to the pool deck, let go of the noodle, hands on the pool deck, you're bringing your knees up so they understand what to do with the legs. That will get them going. And then you explain what you want them to do with the arms, whether it's a circle out or a circle in motion. Then stand up, demonstrate the arms even more so it's exaggerated. Explain that the knee comes up towards the chest, and then you can put it together in this position. Now, the reason why you don't start with the last demonstration first and say, okay, everyone, holding onto the noodle, mountain climber, is because they'll look at that other leg and some people may think it's a one-legged action. You want both legs to go. So ideally you demonstrate the legs, that's going to get them to go, add the arms, then go in for the technique and then show them how the whole thing looks put together. Hopefully that's something that you can add into your class. It's a pretty simple move. It's quite effective. There is some gripping involved, so perhaps after you've gone up the pool, they can lie back and do something where they don't need to grip the noodle, gives their fingers a short break, and then they can do it again, but maybe circling the other way. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this rather than just getting them to move up and down the pool forwards with the different circling actions. I hope you enjoyed this aqua tip. If you did, share it with a friend and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you for joining me today.